Here is why a lot of you are having a really hard time and why a lot of you are very lonely. You have been told a lie. Your whole life, you were told that your ability to have a great day, a great year, a great life was always dependent on your external. Think about it. Since you were a kid, you were taught and told for you to have your own happily ever after, you needed to get a great job. You needed to have a great career. You needed to have other people like you and approve of you. You needed to be likable. And you were told you need to have a great partnership because, as you were told, life is better with company. Every path you were told to have a great life was always externally derived. You were told that you always were going to be dependent for your entire life for somebody or some situation to fill that role. And if you don't have that person or situation, you're kind of screwed. So here's where it gets really bad for you. And a lot of you are having a really hard time here. For a lot of you, you went your whole life struggling to find that person or situation. And finally, after many years or decades, you finally found them. And when things were good, they were good. But then when they were not good, they were not good. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, that person is left, is told you they need time for themselves. You're getting divorced, separated. And the problem is, it took a long time. It took a long time to meet that person. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe decades. And you're now confronted with the reality. It might be a long time before you meet someone else again that can fill that same role. And that's why a lot of you are having a very, very hard time. But here's where things get even worse for you if you're going through this now. As they say, the greatest defense is a great offense. If you're in this situation and you're lonely, and you go into another relationship with that sense of desperation, that sense of, oh my God, I hope this one works out, nobody wants to be around a needy person. That's why things tend to get even worse. It doesn't matter what you know, it matters what you can do. And if you can't get yourself out of feeling desperate and needy, and you go into that next relationship with that energy of desperation and neediness, that's when you say things you shouldn't say. That's when you do things you shouldn't do. But how about this here? If you are even less trusting and you go into that next relationship with even less of an emotional ability to trust, that's not the start of a very good relationship. And it's a terrible place to be when you feel that you can't be whole and feel complete and have the ability to feel great until you meet that other person again. But what if I told you that your ability to feel amazing was never external? It was always biologically available to you. Your ability to have a day tomorrow that's a lot better than you think was something you could experience if you had the right workout. But now you have a choice. You have the ability to continue making your life as hard as you want it to be. You have the ability to live your life under the pretenses and limitations that you can't enjoy yourself or your year or your lifetime until you meet someone else. Or you can decide to explore a potentiality that was always there available to you. But again, here's my warning to you. If you continue to live life the way you've been living it, and you go into that next relationship with that lack of trust and that desperation and that neediness, how do you think that's going to affect your next relationship? Are you starting to get a little concerned if you don't actually fix yourself, your ability to feel good, and you keep showing up as these lower and lower levels? Are you getting a little concerned? You're going to keep pushing people away. Patterns tend to repeat for a reason. But the reason why you are feeling very lonely is because your entire life you were told a false paradigm. You were told that you need certain people in certain situations to fulfill a role, or that year is not going to be very pleasant for you. You were taught your whole life that you get to celebrate on your birthday, on Christmas. You got to celebrate if you have the right external occasion or situation. Do you really think that's the way you want to go, or would you like to take control? Anyways, oftentimes in life, God does not give you what you want. He gives you what you need. What if the worst thing that happened to you was the best thing that happened to you? Think about it. People don't work with me because things are easy or going great. They work with me because things are not so good. But oftentimes in life, some things that people call a curse is actually one of their greatest blessings. When people get fired from a job, that's when they explore other options. That's when they explore maybe starting a business. And that's when they find out maybe the whole time they were playing small. What if this was that wake-up call for you to find out you've been playing small the whole time? What if this was that wake-up call for you to find out your ability to feel great tomorrow is not dependent on the next few years, whether you meet someone or not? Wouldn't that be worth exploring? I invite you to go to refocusonpower.com. I will show you a world you will not believe. Yeah, you'll work for it. This is not a magic trick. But if you're not afraid of a little hard work, your consistent discipline, you have no idea how much of a difference 1 week can make in the way you feel. And you go into that next relationship with that version of you, right on this one, that's what changes everything at the core. You deserve this. Let's speak soon.